Chingawanisha chakutira bali abakwete obuyishibiro ukukira pabashishibe baba lebomfwe pantunga mwaumfwa elo mwala ishiba if you think to feed nara mpera sampule elo mwachifika muno finisha fyo mwachibalira okuchita pwe elo tatulambo kulanshanya elio mufikire muno elo mwachikala pa matebulu ayo muikelepo finshi efyo mwachibalira okuchita epo tatulambo kusambirishanya okulanshanya chinshi cho mwachibalira okuchita. Yes, Adrian. Awe. Yes. Awe. Bonse na mulaba. Nishi bonse na mulaba fe mwachichita. Echo mwachila bombelapo. Elo mwachingira muno. Awe. Kuli kwecho muchitire. Icha kubalirapo. Yes. Mwachila asukame pusho. Kwa chiba kweshonea iyo mwachipelwa ukweba ati mule asukeni elo mwachila lembeyo kweshonea na chimweba tshani mkwai ndefu aba mayo balanda efyo shishibe mwasuke pofye ifyo mwishi efyo tamwishibe nishi na chichitida fili abe nga kwata ko kulanguluka na kuishiba icho na chimuperera ali amafomu na ngwecho aba nandi aba chimupera amafomu ba chimuperera chinshi emkwa machafa kuishiba kupadikira na chilafuwa njishibe bushe pali dimwesa mbilo twaleta pani finshe fyo mushi nefyo mushishi so that pano maya uno training na kabiri uli ya fomu akapita momani elo nombanka chite compare ifyo mwachi asukero mwishide nefyo mwala asukero mule ichile filimu lokweba ati mungu ikashibwe spesa mbali akasuwa ififine tuwapusana muku moneka pamenso nemisa mbili lefe tuwatashani kwa liba kwa baondanga Kampamba elo naba inako nga bajandishibe nshabalungule hapo ikea ningelanda fye abendi bendi abaina munwai elo nabo nderenga Kampamba nabo be so ilaine efyo na life yabo so badama kweto wishibiro ubukulu kuchilaba shishibe na tumfu pakutira twala kwata base ukuyishwa bushe abantu besu aini abantu emo tule tungulula especially kuli mumwe ntungulu shishibiri yabo abantu kosta abantu benwebo mule tungulula nefyo mule batungulula wishibiro nshibuntu bayishibapo civil society abela kokuba pakati imamwe ntungulu shishesu mwaishibe fingi ukutuchila nomba tupeleni kwa matu pakwe bati mwakwata po know how ifyo panshi pa iyi ni example ukumulango kwe bati imwefyo mwaishiba nefyo abantu na abantu sana na abantu mutule tungulu nefyo beshibe panshi na fikusa na isa nomba kuli topic yandi ya ikeka patulela ndokwe bati tulela nda panshi leadership aini leadership development bushetu wala ishiba shani ukwe bati ini ntungulushi itungulushi ifuile ya ishiba abantu bayiko aini a leader has to know his people, how they behave, the way they behave, and the way they respond to matters. Ngana ipusha basindika ile lokwe bati bushenga tuatwele hii programu ya musango efi kumitundu kuti chabashani ba sindikai wala mfo balange bati kukona ba ngatwale liliashi twala ya iletelela taba yumfwe iliashi nga kuli umfwa na tutwale ku 21 miles, na ku 7 miles. Why? You understand your people. First of all, leadership requires one who listens. Kumfwa. Efa nachalala ndokuba tumfwe efi abantu besu beshi. Lilianga twaishiwe efi beshive. Na malangulushi yabo elo twalaishiwa apakubambira. That is all about leadership. Principles of leadership. We need to understand that leadership has got its own principles. Under this project which we are implementing, we want to emphasize on the principles of leadership, more particularly women and youth. But the emphasis is on women and what? Youth. Why have we gone so much on women and a little bit on men? This is the principle. 90% of the household or 90% of the growth of any child depends on the mother, not on the father. Ukukula kwa mwana, ukufuma kuli bubebi wakwe, yaba dependent pali nani? Na lai push up weli pali bashitata chini vya bwe. Lai push up ili push oli. Honorable. Lungu. Wa lungu. Imini ni. Ampele mwike. I want you to be more sincere and honest. I know you are honest, but on this one, I want you to be more sincere and honest. Elo mwali awa ichenga ba muma mwale punda chani. Okay, ikari. As simple as that. Apa? Na unyaba peni na ngwa wapu makuli la mali. And that, you know, when you are doing certain things, tapuishwa unconsciously to chitafia into fimo without understanding. But principally, they have got a reason why. The reason why we cry, Mayo, it's because 90% of our lives when we were young, we spent with our mothers. Very few who will tell me to say, Inena kulokwa ulaba Mayo. 90% of the people will tell you, Inena kulokwa ulaba nani? That's nature. Nobody lokweba tubana banshiwa. Neryo bakulile. Na olufumo sani ati yo ndi mwana wanshiwa. Awe ndila ndafiri. Yesu ya mushiri. Muntu la kwate chisote na kwate no olufumo ati ndi mwana wanshiwa. Mwe bantu. Basof. Kuti fya bombe kevyo. So, principles of leadership requires that we listen and act on the things that we are seeing. Those are the principles of leadership. When you are a leader, we need not to be coward. But 90% of us, we become cowards. Ichifungo tula titina. No, but when you are principled and you stand on the law, don't break the law. You stand on the law will defend you. Those are the principles of leadership, isn't it? Okay. The other aspect is a leader needs to have a strong communication skills. Strong what? Communication skills. When you don't have a strong communication skills, your leadership will fail you. Now, this is another component that is very weird. It does not mean to have a strong communication on a vulgar language. Leadership does not mean when you have to have a strong communication, you have to be vulgar. Away. That is not leadership. You need to be strong, but it should not be vulgar. What do I mean when I say vulgar? Umusalula. Ulintunguru shufula waba firm and strong, but mwikwatenshi umusalula. Because in our kwato umusalula, our mothers are fragile. You need to understand that our mothers are what? Fragile. What do I mean when I say fragile? Ababa nensu, they are complicated. Women are complicated. You need to understand that there are certain days in a month when they are sophisticated. They don't know what they want. Even when you go with a good idea, there are certain days in a month when you go to them, they are principled. They will even tell you, "Awe apapa na patefa tufile tuachita. Na tuchite fine. Elo mwambo kuyipusha. Tei ya lepena maiwe. Ndale chala shana." You need to understand that a woman is a fragile being. They change according to circumstances and the days. Ngawa womba sana na bana mayo, you understand. And you lessen your problems. So a leader needs to be a person who has got strong communication skills, but not be vulgar. Umusalula awe. Ngawa mwanafyo kweba tupaliko pamopo mwapusana. Sometimes silence speaks. Kwekala fetondoro, tayo file bakanse. Kwa mwanafyo, watano kwa naka mota ufi mweni. Wala wako. Elo no mbanga, waisa mwana didali seka. Elo wasa, but naimcha file mko mwachitini. Now, if you want to address the problem there and then, there are two sides of the coin. Others, they say, strike the iron while it is very hot, but not with the women. That hotness, you go wrong. So, those are the principles of leadership. In our skills as leaders, we need to make sure that we build trust. We need to build what? Trust. Trust is important as a leader to build in the people you are leading. Let them trust you. With the people you are leading, try to build what? Trust. Let them trust you. Even in a little thing. Try by all means they do what? Trust you. Palast kitu waisa kupela kuna mchairman wako la ronde chilipi. Ngatako bati bakucheteke? Bakucheteke. As a leader, try by all means to influence local decisions. As a leader, try by all means to influence local decisions. Apapa nepene potulinga na tinji pushe mbuya wani. Na timbuya, busheni liye ashbalela ndedi ya Black Mountain. Ni wole poshani. Pafu ensofu kalulu. Temwende baba ensofu. Emkwa. Pafu ensofu kalulu. Mbuya wandala batindi nabo. Batupere chupi. Try to influence what? Local decisions. What do I mean? Decisions that favors your people. It is very important. Even if it intends to affect you somewhere, somehow, but it will benefit the majority, better you do that as a leader. Can I repeat? If a decision intend to affect you somehow, but benefits the majority, better you support the people, not yourself. Those are principles of leadership. Ngabambo kulata pechirupiri checha bamupepi pai. Bale amukutu baka ba affected no lukunga. But ingachakwa bati the benefits are outweighs the challenges. Better we go for that. Are we getting? All right. As a leader, you need to participate and mobilize in action. Vayo kwebati kuli food for work. Ayi, abambi bambuya bamdemba. Food for work at kuli kubomba kuisa kumitundu. Balanda fiati ba food for work mukafole. Kayani kabombeni is not participating. That is not what we want. We want leaders who are going to mobilize and participate in actions. That's what we want. We don't want leaders who are going just to give a lip service. When it comes to work, they are nowhere to be seen. Mwalimu wako ichirechiwe mbalando kwe watu musumina yote. Aba mfuapo echechiwe mbalanda nani? Musumina yote. Chipini mulenshi. Mkwai? Kusumina fye bati tababo? Bale kusha bambuya pati. Yote efinshi. Ukusumina fye. Nebyo wishibo kwe bati you can't do it. Iwe yote. Kusumina fye. Kusumina fye. Bamutemba tuwala bonse Nebyo na mushata mule yako na musumi? Musumina yote. Imo musumina fye. Nefu teti muchi. Na ngukula ya fefyo mwala yo ababantu abamumpere na alaba afwa. Ukumulete mulela ya fye mulaya yote. Imo mulaya fye ngabaye bakati nomba fikirisha ni fya mwala ile. A leader should not be that way. A leader needs to be principled. No easy, no. Yes easy, yes. Chap. Okay. You need to lead by example. I've mentioned that, right? That we need to lead by example as leaders. Need to be a person of integrity and honesty. Integrity and what? Honesty. Vision and commitment. One who has a vision and is committed. Nina nabo umopali commitment. Where ulela afefe tetuchi. Elo na velengele Bible yanje velo kwewati. I would rather you don't promise. I would rather you do not what? Promise what you cannot do. Chawa matamula ile. If you tell Timuchi, those who are very close to me who understand, who agree with me, that there are certain principles that I have. If you tell me, can you do this? I say yes, forget. If you ask me, those who are very close to me, who agree with me, I'll never do it. That is how useless I am. But I've got a principle of answering. When I answer you in certain way, which is, let me see what I can do. Definitely I will. If I tell you to say, let me see what I can do, then I've agreed. If I tell you yes, no matter what you say, I will not. Nanguinga mpatikisha shani, I will not. But in I have promised you, I will. A leader needs to be empathetic and inclusive. Umusobolola inibembai. Kano Bwalya not Bwalya. Kano Bwalya not Bwalya. Awe nishobobu leader gobe watashani wakana. No, mba nediole kita select abantu. Ufuile wakwata bamone balangulukira. Pantu, efyo tuwa watu waditashani, tuwa lipsani. I always tell people to say, in life, kwa diwa mashiru, abatuntulu, nefipuwa. But bonse bantu. Kwa diwa mashiru, ifipuwa, elo na abatuntulu, but bonse batuntu. Bonse bantu. Because there are certain things, if you're shooting at it, you want to do it. So respect that mad person. You want to monati for to do tuntu. But if mwaba tuntu mwaba le tonton kanyabwini. Mwala mungu shala mufumie po mtwale kumpanga. Mwaba itunga muri batuntu. Fiyefu ko mule fimona, mwala pitafe pamba pale nunkapa. Batishi uliena gaza sachani. Iya ditwale kumbi ukushile pitenshi nomba ishilu ini normal sense pali wa ule butuke fiko elo no ule fiko afufumi hapo ni nani ishilu pali mwe so there is certain elements that a leader need to swallow as a leader. You need to be accommodating. In life and in principles of living, you need to be what? Accommodated. Kwa baba tunturu, kwa banefipuba, elo kwa namashi. On these levels. No, naba mungu wai. Barunda pona baona reward. Naba mungu. Mungulu mule mwene mubali. Ngabati to mungulu shapo na balo. Imomwe ba holi. Bali holi. Communication and collaborative. We need to make sure that as a leader, you are able to collaborate with others.